Okay, so let's continue. So we're on a very interesting topic, Siman 19, and we're on CF number 2. So what is the topic? Laws regarding Mashiv HaRuach, mussar, etc. Okay. So it says, one who erred during the winter season, so now it's winter season, right? And did not recite Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem, right? It's exactly our situation. In a proper place. So what is the commentary? The halacha is also applied if he recited only words Mashiv HaRuach, but not Morit HaGeshem. So only about wind, but not about rain. I'm not sure why.
Rabbi, what if he only recites HaGeshem?
Yeah, that's also not good.
Okay.
So it's a wind and rain, and also did not say Morit Chatal. Okay. So he didn't he say only half, or he did not say, or whatever. He said something wrong. Okay. So one more time. So if one erred during the winter season and did not recite Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem in a proper place, if he realized his omission before reciting blessed Mechayech HaMeisim, so meaning until, if you want to take Siddur, I can wait if you want. You want to take Siddur?
Okay, the second bracha, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so until he finished this bracha, until is a blessing in Morit Mechayech HaMeisim, then he should recite Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem in a place where he remembers. So basically, anywhere in the bracha until he says, until he finished it. As long as it's not in the middle of the idea. So it's exactly as you said. Who revives the death, the concluding blessing or the second blessing Shmones. Okay. So, but not in the middle of the sentence. So basically, always finish the sentence and say, okay, go ahead.
So in regards to with all instances in any bracha or anything, if I say a paraphrase, do I still get it as if I said the sentence? For example, over here, it's dew and rain for a blessing, right? Something like that. Who brings forth dew and rain? So let's say I said water from the sky and mist. Let's say instead of dew, I said mist. I still get it?
It's a good question. I think no, so you have to repeat exactly. That's now how it's, but I'm not 100% sure. But it looks like, from what we're saying now, it looks like.
Understood.
I just never thought about it. Okay. For example, if he realizes his omission just after he recited the words, what's option? The words umekayim imunaso, and maintain his faith, right? Then he should first complete the idea by reciting the words Lishnei Afar to those who are asleep in the dust, right? And then recite the Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem. So meaning what HaShem will keep HaShem will keep his promise to the dead to resuscitate them. Okay, so basically not in the middle of the idea. Yes. Go ahead.
If I say if I say Mara Geshen and so on and so forth, if I say it before I say the first sentence in the second bracha, I still get it or no? Then I say, who makes the one blowing the rain descend? And then I say, you are eternally, mighty, and so on and so forth.
I think after the fact, I think that's you got it after the fact.
Understood.
I think so. Continue. And then okay, so he is Kitzur saying finish the idea, right? So I mean, in our if you look at the translation, it's easier. It's easy to see what the idea is. It would be comma in semicolon or dot, right? Period. So I mean, it's easy when the idea ends, right? and then continue from where he left off with the words Micha Mocha, who is like you. So basically, he finished idea. Then he said Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem. Then finish the sentence. So idea and sentence to not always the same. Sometimes, like as we say, you can have a comma in English, right? You can have comma and separate two separate ideas.
Rabbi, question. In regards to, let's say, psukim, Hashem's name, if I say an idea, not a pasuk, let's say a comma, sometimes there's commas in Lashon HaKodesh too.
Mm-hmm. It's a good question. But you see, when they say pasuk means like whatever this numbered.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever number, but in English, right? So if you see in English, sometimes it's in the middle of the idea. It's not always like this numbers are actually what Christian brought to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Jewish thing. So I would say no, it's idea, but when say pasuk, so I think it could be usually the pasuk it's like one sentence usually, but sometimes it's not one sentence. Sometimes it's one idea, like a pasuk. I mean, with the numbers. Sometimes it's one idea. Sometimes there are two ideas.
So
it's hard to say. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll give you an example. For example, at the start of Ashrei, after we say praiseworthy are those who dwell in your house, right? We say praiseworthy are those for whom this is so. Praiseworthy are those whose God is HaShem. Okay? So let's say I only say praiseworthy who's, kale. If I only say the part with kale, allowed or no? Because really it's one pasuk, but it's two ideas.
I think so. Yeah. In this case, it's like a finished idea. Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But but we try not to say anywhere, unless you must. Or I mean, if you did a mistake, for example, you didn't mean to, and you start saying, so just continue. Okay. So all right. So it's like in the middle of the sentence. Maybe that's the answer to our question. Right? So he in the middle of the sentence, right? But he finished the idea, right? So there is no period yet. And he said the Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem. And then he finished the sentence. Okay, so commentary. However, if he remember after reciting the words V'ne'amam ato l'chachayos meisim, he cannot simply say Mashiv HaRuach, etc., and then continue Baruch atah HaShem. Because the final phrase is the body of the blessing, must reflect in a similarity with the concluding blessing. I'm not sure what does it mean. Thus, he should say Marek HaRuach, etc., and then repeat the words V'ne'aman ato l'chachayos meisim. And then conclude the blessing. Okay, got it. So, but if you finish it like they explain, and you're closer to the end, right? And you almost say Baruch atah HaShem. So I mean, it would be too late to say it. So they say, okay, stop right there. Say Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem, then go back to the beginning of the sentence and say the whole sentence. You understand? So not to put like out of place.
Wait, could you please say it one more time?
So so let's look at this specific example. So example. However, if you one more time this example. However, if you remember after reciting the words V'ne'aman ato l'chachayos meisim, I'm not sure. He cannot simply say Mashiv HaRuach, etc. So it's a last sentence before blessing Baruch atah HaShem. Last words. So basically, so they try to say that these words should be connected with Baruch Atah HaShem. Blessed are you, HaShem, who resurrect the dead, correct?
Yeah.
So basically, you cannot put it in the middle of the idea, because it's like a broken idea. So they say, okay, they say, no problem, say it, and then repeat the last sentence again. So it will be connected to the blessing.
What if because what if I say, blessed are you, HaShem, right? And what's it called? Who revivifies the dead, okay? And I say, and makes the wind blow and do the send. Like I make it all one thing. Blessed are you, HaShem, who does the thing.
Exactly. Let's leave it. They're going to explain it. We're going to get to it. Okay. So now, I mean, he's not there yet. So maybe meaning that he remember before the place that you're talking about. He didn't get to the blessing. Okay. Or if he wishes, he can start over at any point of the blessing when he remembers and recite the blessing in its entirety, starting from Mashiv HaRuach, Omit what? HaGeshem. So they say, or if he can even go to the beginning of the blessing, right? And say this don't do out of sequence.
Rabbi, why would this be allowed? Because it seems like at that point you end up saying Hashem's name more times, such as Kale and all these. No.
No, but we're going to see if he finished the second blessing, he would need to return to the beginning of Shmona Esrei.
But we're saying before he finished it, we're saying he had no choice.
Yeah. So I mean, no. There is no Hashem's name there. So yeah, exactly. There is no Hashem's name there.
Understood.
So they try to preserve and do as much as possible in a sequence. So one more time, let me go there. So, but or if he wishes, he can start over at any point in the blessing when he remembers. Right? Meaning he remembers, okay, and recite the blessing in its entirety. That's it. Starting from Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem. So whenever he started, remember, he goes back to Mashiv HaRuach Morit HaGeshem and then continue. And continue from there with Mechal Kel Chaim, who sustained the living in settlement. Okay.